Hi guys, welcome back to another
scary video.
Today for you guys I have multiple scary stories about one particular place. That place happens to be the Drum Barracks in Wilmington, California. Now the Drum Barracks is a Civil War, how do I say it, like base, I guess. And why I am talking about this place is because I used to volunteer there and I still do, but because I'm in Oklahoma, I can't volunteer there because they're in California, so you know, big gap in between states. I can't make that every day. I used to volunteer there all the time, and while working there you start to hear things from other employees that the place is haunted, which I mean, I didn't really think it was haunted. I knew it was an old building. I mean, maybe there was like some Union soldier somewhere scaring the daylights out of somebody, but I never would have thought of it. But before I go into the ghost story, let's talk about some of the history at the Drum Barracks in Wilmington, California. Though many do not realize that California was involved in the Civil War, the Drum Barracks played an important part in the conflict. Originally, the Drum Barracks, a 5-company post, was established in January 1862 and called Camp San Pedro. In December 1863, the post's name was changed to Camp Drum in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Richard Drum. Now, this post was finally decommissioned in November of 1871, but the hospital, which was considered the best equipped medical facility west of the Mississippi River, continued to serve wounded soldiers. Now, after the hospital was closed, it reverted back to its original owners, and the buildings were auctioned off for more than $6,357. If I had that money now, I would be very happy. Though some were moved to other stayed in place, including the junior's office quarters, which throughout the years was used as a high school, a private residence, and a boarding house. Now in 1987, the Drum Barracks was actually restored and made into a museum, and that is where it still stands now. It's a museum where I used to volunteer, and I know a lot of people that volunteer there also and work there. Now, if the Drum Barracks history isn't exciting enough because not a lot of people think that California was involved in the Civil War. I honestly know it sounds really stupid, but I didn't think the Civil War was over here. I thought it was like in the Mid-South or something, because that's where, I don't know, in my mind they're in the middle of the United States fighting. Now, the history doesn't intrigue you. The building itself is very haunted. Legend has it that the old building is a site of repeated paranormal activity. Over the years, museum staff and visitors have often reported hearing unexplainable noises. The sound of chains being dragged, footsteps, voices, whispers, the smell of perfume. It gets really spooky up in that place. And more reports claim to have seen a woman named Maria, often making an appearance in a hoop skirt and smelling strongly of lavender and violet perfume. So me personally, I haven't felt anything while working there, nor have I really seen anything yet. I mean, yeah, it's a very old building. I can't share my own personal experience. I hate to say that. I really wish I could. I haven't volunteered there long enough to finally have a ghost or paranormal experience yet. So now we're on to our first ghost story. Now, according to Fred, a man that was working there, a man's voice whispered behind him and started talking to him, saying, "I need to get some water." Fred says he didn't pay much attention. Then the man asked, "Have you seen Maria?" According to Fred, as I turned around, there was this guy there. And I thought it was kind of odd because he was in a Civil War outfit. So as I was going out, I saw the caretaker there and the workmen also. And I just asked them, I said, "Hey, this guy really takes his job seriously. I mean, look, he's decked out in Civil War garb from head to toe." And they said, "You just saw the captain's ghost." Now, if I were volunteering and someone said that none of us were dressing up and I just saw a ghost, I'd be shitting the brick and I'd be the fuck out. But that's just one ghost story. Now it's time for ghost story 2. So I can really relate to this next ghost story because I've had people and friends that have worked or volunteered at the Drum Barracks, and this has happened, and it happens multiple times, not just like once in a blue moon. It happens a lot. I'm sitting in my office and something will take my attention. Either a window will rattle or the rose will hit against the window, but something attracts me to the fact that I should be checking something. I walk over to the parlor. 9 chances out of 10 when I have this feeling, I open the door. More likely than not, the lights are on inside of that parlor room. Most times I'll walk upstairs and check the gun room, and very often too, that too has the lights on and the windows open and the shades drawn. Because the rule here is that after every tour, you have to put the shades down, turn off the lights, and lock the door. Now, if I were to do this and go to every room and turn everything off and shut everything down and go back and everything's open again, I don't know what I'd do. Like I said, get the fuck out. Now for the next ghost story I have for you guys is ghost story number 3. Now before I kick off this ghost story, I actually am going to paint while I am telling you the story, so you watch something and you listen to something, and it's a painting of the drum barracks. I've been promising the drum barracks I would paint them the drum barracks, and I am now finally going to do so. So to the people that work at the drum barracks, I really hope you like the painting. I worked really hard on it, and to the people who like ghost stories, I really hope you like this ghost story, and it's pretty freaky. By 2:30 the day had calmed, the museum was quiet, with Kathy and I the only living souls in the building, each quietly working on our own project. That afternoon my attention was called by the sounding of a closing door. Little time passed before I heard it again. This time I paid attention more closely to it. Kathy too heard the door close. Upon our acknowledgement of the sound, it was our belief that someone had entered the building and was most likely walking around. This is not a strange occurrence to us. We often leave the front door open for guests and sometimes don't see them walk in. I got up from the office couch and walked into the hall. I noticed our main front door, including all of the exterior doors, were closed. I continued to walk around the building, starting with the touring wing and then working my way upstairs shouting, "Is anybody there? Hello? We can't let you walk around without a tour guide. Hello?" I received no response and saw no one in the facility. Oh well, I misheard it. It was probably in the neighboring house, I thought to myself. I walked back into the office, and as soon as I set foot in the room, I heard it again. Clear as day. This time, I even knew what door it was. I was certain that the sound came from the door that connects the upstairs hallways at the top of the stairway. Kathy and I, growing slightly suspicious of the activity, decided to begin closing the rooms 30 minutes earlier than usual. As we passed through the halls, we noticed that suspected door was wide open, as were all the interior doors. So we continued. While closing up the last room of the wing, we heard the sound again. The door is still open. We picked up the pace soon after. We walked upstairs, with Kathy there next to me. I closed and opened the suspected door to check if the sound matched with what we had heard. It was a match. We continued to close every door and window upstairs and started back down the steps. With everything closed, Kathy and I stood in silence, staring from the first floor up at the now closed door upstairs to see if we could hear anything again while our eyes were still focused on the door. Within less than a minute of waiting, we heard the door close again, and it was loud and clear. Impossible, we thought to ourselves. With no explanation possible, we quickly locked the offices and made our way out of the building, closing slightly earlier than usual. During the course of the coming days after, the other staff members would too experience the same phenomena. Now that story came from a guy named David, and he sent me this, and he was pretty terrified. And if I were to see this with my own eyes, I'd probably be locking everything up just like they did, and like I said, getting the fuck out. Also, with not just this occurrence, the drum barracks have also gotten a lot of media attention. A couple years back, the show called Most Haunted showed up to the drum barracks and actually did a paranormal investigation on the building. So I'm just going to show you guys some brief clips of what they caught at the drum barracks and what they might have seen and what they did see and what they did catch on camera.
A lady who was interviewed earlier, I think her name was Belinda, she was telling us about, but it's a long story, but to cut it short, it made it sound as if the women here are more likely to get responses than the men. And the reason being is this would have been a male-orientated place, so they're more likely to react to ladies.
But had a reaction already taken place? It was only later, when we reviewed this footage during our edit process, that we heard the footsteps that had originally been oblivious to both girls.
The women here are more likely to get responses than the men. And the reason being is this would have been a male-orientated place.
The clarity of these steps is even more mystifying, as each and every other member of our crew could be accounted for in either the parlour or crew room at this exact time.
Glory, glory, hallelujah, His truth is marching on.
Oh, hot, I'm going really hot.
Icy blaster cold air. Amen to that.
Amen.
For nearly 50 years this was a boarding house. Some of those people would have been very smelly. We mean no disrespect to you when we talk about smell.
Just that a big orb?
So, yeah, pretty freaky. Who would have thought that ghosts from the Civil War would still be around and still be spooking people? I don't feel, as long as many other people feel that at the drum barracks. They're not there to scare you. They're just returning back to what made them comfortable, which was the drum barracks. It was home to a lot of people, and it was a safe haven. So to a lot of the volunteers, staff members, docents, anybody that helps out the drum barracks, we don't think that they're here to hurt or scare us. They're just there to let us know that they're there. They're not there to try to possess you or anything. Jesus, because I would not like that. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys actually want to go check out the drum barracks, I'll put the link in the description below, and also put the website right here. So you guys can go and visit the drum barracks. It is an amazing place, and it's a rarity, because you don't see many buildings like this that are still around, actually. Anyways, hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed this video. Hope it scared the poop out of you and made you want to sleep with the lights on. So make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and last but not least, have a good day, guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Real quick.
In the previous video, when I was doing another like ghost story thing, I was painting and I heard a growl. I was painting, and in the video, I got a lot of comments saying that you couldn't actually hear the growl like at all. So I actually enhanced the audio so you guys can be able to hear it. And I played it for my siblings the other day, and one's standing right here, and they freaked the fuck out as much as I did because you could really, really hear it now. So I'm gonna play the clip, and I'll catch you guys later. You okay? Jake? You okay? Jake? You okay? Jake?